Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another One Piece anime episode review for you guys. And this week, we are covering One Piece anime episode 1002. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, last week left off with the standpoint of we found out that King, Who's Who, and Hawkins all found out that, well, ex-Drake is a traitor to Kaido's side, and we have the episode end off with the amazing animation scene of Gear 4 Luffy using a Kong gun, and then even Drake using his move on the numbers and taking them out of the commission. So we pick up where last week's left off, and essentially the whole thing is this is after Drake says, listen, you know, can I fight alongside you? Now, the other Strawhat pirates are kind of giving their own internal thoughts. Well, not their internal thoughts. They're giving their thoughts on this whole predicament. They're like, that guy's ex-Drake. We can't trust that guy. He works with Kaido's crew and everything. Like, what makes this... why is he asking to join our side, and why are we asking to trust him? Eventually, it comes to the point where Zoro eventually attacks him. And, you know, he's asking him, like, why should we trust you and all this crap and everything? You were fighting for the enemy side. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to fight for our side now? What the hell's going on here and everything? And obviously, you know, Drake, he's trying to say, I'm telling the truth, guys. I'm telling the truth. I'm not fighting for your side. And I'm not fighting for Kaido's side anymore. And also, we see a flashback where Drake and Sword was obviously listening to what Kobe was telling him. The fact that, well, Luffy essentially is a very charismatic person to where he gets people to be inspired and they end up following him, which has been a trait of Luffy since the start of this series. We've seen it to where he leads a bunch of people into battle, and, you know, people end up just following him because of his character and his personality. Kobe even goes on to say, like, if you help him, you know, he'll help you back and everything, but if you go against him, he'll be the first person to start attacking you with no remorse and everything. So that's the whole thing there. Now, Luffy runs off and he's like, you can do what you want, so if you want to ally with me, fine. Just don't get in my way and don't freaking backstab me. I'm good. Other than that, go do your own thing. I could care less what you do. I'm just gonna go defeat Kaido. And obviously, you know, the others are like, are you serious, dude? You're really gonna trust this guy? And Luffy's like, I'm only here to fight Kaido. That's all that matters. And stuff like that. So this time we see San. Now Zoro kind of stays behind and he gets in the way of Drake and everything. And he's like, I'm not gonna let you near my captain and everything. And stuff like that. Well, Luffy and Sanji now, well, Sanji's following Luffy and everything. Which actually, you get a very hilarious scene how they're talking about freaking Drake. Sanji brings up Drake. He's like, Drake, you're the guy that saw Nami and Robin in the bathtub, or in the bath, and you saw Nami naked. And he flashes back to when he saw Nami's bathrobe or her bath towel fall off, and he essentially saw her flat out in the nude. And obviously, freaking Nami is like, oh, you're gonna get mad at him for doing that when you're a peeping Tom as well? You're the last one to freaking talk and everything, which I found it freaking hilarious. But anyways, Sanji's accompanying Luffy, and they both make their mind up, like, okay, let's go meet up with Kinemon up top and find a way to get there and help them and stuff like that. So yeah, now Page One and Ulti, they not only witness and see what Drake does, but they also like, wait a second, we need to stop that Straw Hat guy. He's the guy that's doing, he's the guy that's trying to affect Kaido and everything. You get a funny little banter with freaking Ulti trying to have Page One carry her like a princess, which was funny because I think other surrounding samurai mess it up, and Ulti's like, you messed it up. I was being carried like a princess from my darling Pepe. And I'm just like, does Ulti have some sort of like romantic feelings for Page One or something? I don't know. I just don't know. Um, anyways, you see Sanji sees this happening and he recalls page one because he's like, wait, you're that dinosaur that I fought in the flower capital and everything. But he sees Ulti, and this is Ulti in her hybrid form. He's like, oh my god, who's that stunning beauty? And I'm like, bruh, come on, man. Even though Ulti is pretty cute. So yeah, but the thing what happens in that whole thing is the fact that actually when it looks like they're charging in at Luffy and Sanji, page one gets an attack from Usopp, which is one of his green star attacks, that affects him and knocks him out for some time, and everything. And then obviously Ulti's like, who did that to my Pei? And essentially we see Nami, but it's Mirage and Nami because Usopp's talking over this Mirage and Nami saying, oh, I did it, I'm the great Nami and stuff like that and everything. Eventually Nami comes in and it's like, are you serious, you idiot? You know, why are you trying to pretend to be me? And obviously Usopp's like, don't you see what I'm trying to do here? I'm trying to find a way to get us out of this situation. So, you know, don't let this freaking happen. Eventually page one recovers and he's like, all right, who did that? Who attacked me? And freaking Ulti's like, that tramp did it. And she's pointing at freaking Nami like she did it. And Nami looks like she's about to gear up to fight. And then she's like, well, it doesn't matter. I was about to fight anyways, so let's go. And then she just runs off. And then Usopp's like, are you serious, man? Are you serious, woman? And then he runs off with Nami, and they're kind of running away as page one and Ulti are chasing them. So even though the episode was advertised around Usopp and Nami, technically it wasn't. It was more centered around Zoro and Drake, to be honest. And that whole aspect. But I'm guessing that's gonna set up these members of the Toby Ropo against our Straw Hats, where we're gonna eventually, because eventually Usopp and Nami are gonna have to stop running. They're gonna have to fight them seriously. So it's gonna be very interesting to see where, you know, those fights go and how that stuff is handled. But we'll see when the time comes and everything. Anyways, Luffy and Sanji are like, well, it seems like Nami and Usopp got that taken care of and everything. But they eventually run into Scratchman and Apu, who's like, Straw Hats, I'm not gonna let you go and just get to Kaido whenever you want, you know, and stuff like that. Now, I thought frickin' Kid would show up and be like, okay, I'm not gonna let you get away and stuff like that. But the thing is, he starts seeing, obviously, the numbers that were taken out at this point in time, and he's like, I will not let your defeat be in vain. Hacha, come on out. And we see Hacha with his little Kaido club, and he starts attacking all over the place and everything. And the thing is, you know, Jinbei and Frankie are talking. They're like, we need to take care of that numbers guy, otherwise he's gonna get in the way. Now Hacha's just kind of smashing around all over the place, but all of a sudden he sees the General Frankie, and he takes interest like Luffy, Usopp, and freaking Chopper did when they first saw the General Frankie back in the freaking Fishman Island arc. And essentially Jinbei sees this. He tells Frankie, listen, Frankie, get him out of this dome area and take him out of here. It's a way so we don't have to lose any more casualties and everything. And Frankie's like, okay, fine. And he leads Hacha away. So it's seeming like we're gonna get Frankie taking on Hacha, and stuff like that. So yeah. Now the thing is, what happens is Luffy and Sanji, they kind of get away for the time being. We cut over back to Zoro and Drake in their little scuffle, and Zoro's just asking, like, listen, tell me who you truly are. What's your true identity? And obviously Drake is like, my true identity. And he's like, I can't tell him that because then it would just make things a lot more hecticness and a lot more crazy where you can't really trust me and everything. And stuff like that. I think he's talking mostly about the fact that he's in Sword and everything, and essentially that Sword's affiliated with the Navy and stuff like that. So if he told Pirates that he's in a secret organization within the Navy, I don't think that's a good idea, unless he's bringing up the fact that there's something else about him that is a secret that he's just not telling. and stuff like that. Eventually what happens is Apu gets involved in this. He's like, "Oh, Drake, I heard you are betraying us. Very interesting, or the fact that you're the traitor all along. Huh. It's gonna be very interesting." So Drake obviously is pissed off by Apu, and obviously we find out from Drake that he hates Scratchman Apu. It wasn't really, well, it was pretty obvious because I remember back in the Sabari Archipelago arc, he was not a fan of hanging out around Scratchman Apu. And he goes into attack and he's like, "I hate you and I'm gonna take you out." And Zoro remembers what Apu did to him, and he's like, "Oh, really? You hate him too? Well, it seems like we have a common interest, because I hate this guy just as much." And seemingly, they essentially make an alliance. They're like, "All right, let's team up to take this guy out." Now, Apu's like, "Okay, you want to take me on? Hey, numbers, where's the remaining numbers?" He's calling the other numbers. There's 10 of them, so there's only like 5 more left to be revealed, because we've already taken out 3, and the 4th one's being chased by Frankie, so there's 5 more left. But Drake and Zoro attack Apu, making sure not to let him frickin' call any more numbers out. Anyways, what happens is Queen gets this Gatling gun, and he starts firing at Zoro and Drake. They eventually dodge the attack. Now, some of the samurai end up getting hit by this, and what happens is something happens to them where it's like this ice thing comes out and it's attacking them and stuff like that. We didn't see truly what fully is happening, but like we see like ice coming through their body, and I'm like, "Oh god, it's another one of them dang poison rounds like we saw back in the prison and everything. What's difference here between this and stuff like that? You're inflicted with like crazy high, freezing types of temperature of ice that goes throughout your body and kind of shuts your system down or something." Essentially what happens is, Drake, sees one of the bullet holes and he puts his hand through one of it. In the meantime, Queen's like, "Oh, you thought I was gonna let you get away, Drake? Please, I'm gonna make sure I finish you off." Anyways, like I was saying, the episode ends off with Drake picking up one of the bullets, and he sees the bullets, and he's shocked by the bullets because, well, seemingly he's like, "Wait, these bullets are," and we don't know what these bullets are unless we've seen them in the past. I don't have any recollection, but apparently Drake knows of these bullets. I'm guessing these bullets must have some sort of tie-in to the government or something like that. It only makes sense with the standpoint, the whole stuff like that. So that's probably going to get revealed next week. And yeah, speaking of next week, it's seemingly like we're going to cut back to what's going on top of Onigashima with the Kaido and the 9 Red Scabbard battles and stuff like that. I also saw in the quick of the next episode preview, it seems like, Marco's going to get involved. Maybe he fights Big Mom. And then 2, Carrot is going to run into Perospero. And we all know that, well, Carrot's going to want to go up against Perospero because Perospero killed her mentor in Pedro. Well, technically, he didn't kill Pedro. Pedro sacrificed his life. But obviously, Carrot's going to take this as a way to get revenge. Now, we'll definitely see where that goes and stuff like that, but next week seems like it's gonna be like legit a very anticipated battle. Now, I did watch like Tekken's 101 review of the chapters that cover the episodes. I think last week's I think the chapter where Drake reveals his true motive to Luffy, I think that was like that last week's episode was like one full chapter. I'm gonna have to maybe see if this was another full chapter as well. But that's very interesting that these episodes are going to full chapters. I highly doubt they'll be full chapters all the time, because from what I know is the manga and the anime are relatively close to one another still. There's just only like a few chapters apart in terms of stuff and everything, but there's only so much content you can put in. But I'll be very shocked if this is another full chapter. So yeah, but hey, that's good. That means the story is moving and progressing along. So yeah, but other than that, guys, if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of One Piece. Again, do not post spoilers to what happens in the future of the series, since I do not read the manga and I don't know anything that happens next. I want to be completely spoiler free, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more if you want to get more One Piece content going forward on the channel. Other than that, guys, I'm the guy. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day and night channel this video. Until then, guys, see you guys in the next video. Peace.